Hello and welcome to episode 20 of The Pilgrimage on FM23. My name is Jamie. Coming up on today's episode, it's the pre-season and transfer special. So I will go away and do some transfers, and I'll bring you back once the first lot of players is in. I'll see you shortly. Okay, it is now the 9th of August, just around about 24 hours until the new National League season kicks off, and I promised you a comprehensive overhaul of the squad, and as you'll see in this roundup, I've certainly delivered on that. So we'll begin by looking at the players who were released, either because they refused to sign a new contract or because we didn't offer them one. So we've the players that have left the club are Adam Thomas, Jordan Cropper, Billy Whitehouse, Adam Lund, Connor Branson, Ewan Murray, Lloyd Marsh-Hughes, George Glendon and Will Stanway. There were only 3 of those that I actually offered deals to. I offered Jordan Cropper a new contract, I offered Lloyd Marsh-Hughes a new contract and George Glendon, but they all refused the offer and decided to try their luck elsewhere. So I'll be back in a moment to show you the players we've brought in and the remaining departures. Okay, there was just one further departure, Milenik Ali, having signed a pre-contract agreement with Waterford before his deal expired, joins them on a free on the 1st, or has joined them on the 1st of July. So we move on to the incoming players, and I did things the other way round to the way I normally do them. I brought the loan players in first and then filled the gaps with free transfers. So the first player I brought in was Oliver Hemlin on loan from Luton. Let's have a look at him. And he is a defensive midfielder, and he's not brilliant, but he's going to be a good solid backup option and has the potential to get significantly better than he is at the moment. Next in through the door was Nana Owusu-Jima from Shrewsbury on loan, and he's a right back, and again he's got some good attributes. He's 2.5 star current ability and 4.5 star potential. So he's got plenty about him, and we are looking to keep him at the club long term if we can. Next in was Piers Jolliffe on loan from Walsall, and he's a striker and isn't fantastic, but we are hopeful that he will mature into the player that he looks like he could become, and that he'll score goals at this level. After Piers Jolliffe, the next one in was Toby Green on loan from Stockport, and he's been brought in as a right winger and is 2-star current ability and 4.5 star potential. So again, one that we hope will live up to his potential rather than his current ability. He's got some good attributes, like his dribbling is decent, he's got good flair, and his physicals are excellent. He's only very small at 5'5" and 8 stone 9, but that's fine. So that's Toby Green. The next player in was Tane Anderson on loan from Bristol City, and he's a left back, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential. So another one we hope is going to live up to his potential rather than his current ability, and hopefully he can be an important player for us this season. Next comes the first actual permanent signing, and it was Tom Scully on a free transfer. Another defensive midfielder, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential, 24-year-old. Plenty of solid attributes across the board, so I expect him to be a first choice for us, having been released by Accrington last season. Next in was Niall Brookwell. Niall Brookwell is another defensive midfielder, 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential, and at 22 years of age he will be able to play defensive midfield and central midfield, so offers general competition in both areas. Next in through the door after Brookwell was Tom Smith, and he's a goalkeeper, 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential, so another good addition to the squad. Next through the door was Jordan Ponticelli on a free transfer, and he is a 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential striker at 25 years of age. He's absolutely in his prime, so we're looking to get the very best out of him, and he's got some very decent attributes, and we hope that he can deliver for us this season. The final signing of the summer was Cameron Antwi, again on a free transfer, and he is a central midfielder, 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential, 22-year-old, so a very exciting signing, having been released by Cardiff. And that concludes the signings. I'll be back in a moment to show you how that leaves our squad depth looking. Okay, let's take a look now at the squad planner so you can see the depth of the squad that we've got. And we begin in goal. Tom Smith is going to replace Louis Molden as first choice keeper, but Louis is still a very capable backup with scope to improve. We'll then move along the back four. We'll start with the left back. Kevin Burko, in fact it's rearranged itself. So Kevin Burko is the first choice left back. Kyle John is a very capable deputy, and Tane Anderson comes in as third choice and with massive potential, so very exciting signing there. We move on to the centre backs, and the main ones are Harrison Burke, Matty Williams, Niall Brockwell and Alex Kenyon, with Kevin Burko, who is primarily a left back, able to provide emergency cover at centre back. And as you can see, we've done the same for the other centre back position, so those four will fight it out for the two starting spots. We then move over to right back, and Kieran Coates is head and shoulders above anybody at right back. Kyle John is the second best right back at the club, so as well as being in line to be the backup at left back, he's also the backup at right back. Nana Owusu-Jima is also quite capable of playing there and has massive potential. And we've also got Danny Devine in there, although I question whether we actually need him, so I think we'll take him out. We'll move on to the defensive midfield, and the main man there is Tom Scully, although very closely followed by Cameron Antwi, and it's very easy to argue that they are exactly the same, with Niall Brookwell being the third choice and Oliver Hemlin, new signing, in there because of his massive potential. He's got the potential to be a star player for us. We then move on to ball winning midfielder. Cameron Antwi is head and shoulders above everybody in that department, so he's going to be first choice there, backed up by Harrison Burke, Niall Brockwell and Tom Scully, with Oliver Hemlin again on there because of his potential. So we then move on to the box-to-box role, and the main men there, Niall Brockwell, who's the best in that role at the club, closely followed by Cameron Antwi, and Harrison Burke is not far behind him. In terms of potential ability, Harrison Burke is actually better, and Oliver Hemlin once again scores very highly on the potential ability, which is why he's in there. So we'll move on to a left wing, and Katia Kouyaté is the best left winger at the club, followed by Luke James and new signing Piers Jolliffe, with Jordan Ponticelli, another new signing, just behind him, and Toby Green in there because of his excellent potential. So we then move on to right wing. Katia Kouyaté again comes out on top, Kyle John and Piers Jolliffe just behind him, also joined by Jordan Ponticelli, with Toby Green again featuring because of potential ability. We move on to the final position in the lineup, and that is striker, and our main men are Katia Kouyaté, who, as well as being able to play both wings, is one of the best strikers at the club. He's joined by new signing Jordan Ponticelli and last season's top scorer Kurt Willoughby. Piers Jolliffe is in there for his excellent potential, and Luke James and Darren Stevenson are in there as emergency options, but can probably be discounted. And that concludes the roundup of the squad. I'll be back in a moment to show you how we got on in pre-season. Okay, here we go with the pre-season results roundup. We began with a friendly away to Runcorn Town, and we smashed them 8-0 with a wide variety of players getting the goals. We then embarked on a series of more challenging friendlies. We were smashed 5-1 by Blackburn. We lost 2-0 to Blackpool, 3-1 to Burnley. We then surprisingly beat Bolton 2-0, followed that up with a 2-1 win over Crewe Alexandra. We then disappointingly drew 1-1 away to Banbury United, lost 4-0 away at Salford in what was our worst performance of pre-season. We then smashed Leek Town 7-0. We beat Northwich Victoria 3-1 at home, and finished pre-season with a 1-0 away win against Scarborough Athletic. All that remains now is for me to tell you what's coming up on the next episode, so I'll be back to do that in just a moment. Okay, well, as you can see, we begin the season with a home game against newly relegated Gillingham, and we then follow that with a trip to Solihull Moors. I'm going to show you both of those games on the next episode, so we can see how we managed to get our new squad to gel in the National League. So if you've enjoyed that, please leave a nice thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for Monday to Friday Football Manager videos. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and goodbye.